Alrighty, y'all. We never like to jump the gun on anything, but you know what? 124-103. Congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks for making the NBA Finals. We always got to give our flowers first, say congratulations, a phenomenal season, phenomenal moves all throughout this year. It was like a chess game for the Dallas Mavericks to get here up to this point. Open, it's official now. There it is. The Dallas Mavericks going to the NBA Finals. Congratulations to them. Let's talk about this game for just a second. Where do I want to start? Let's start off with the bad. Minnesota Timberwolves, that was pretty dang embarrassing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was extremely disappointing. I never like to say that like NBA guys and stuff like are coming out with like no effort or whatever, but I thought the NBA and TNT crew was pretty accurate with what they said when they were like they just seemed pretty content that they didn't get swept, and they're like, okay, well, at least we didn't get swept. And then they just kind of came out with no energy. Like, what happened to this Minnesota Timberwolves team that had like all that energy and they were pressuring like the Phoenix Suns like all the way up until half court? Like, that's something you could have done in this series, like at least to Luka, maybe not to Kyrie as much, but I don't know, man. It was pretty disappointing to see. I'm glad that they at least didn't play Gobert as much because he was just not helping them much at all. Like, they were trying to like run the offense through him at the beginning of the game, which I commented in my Discord. If you guys aren't on my Discord, like shoot me a message in the comments or something like that if you want to be in it. Like I'm kind of live chatting about the games and everything, but just really, really, really disappointed with like how they came out strategy wise. I'm like, why does Ant not get to initiate any offense, and why are there no plays to get him anything? It's a complaint I've had about the Timberwolves like all season, because Ant, like in all fairness, doesn't create like a ton of space by himself. Like a lot of his moves aren't maybe like the most effective, and Ant's a phenomenal player, and Ant had a good game overall today. It's just kind of the rest of the team outside of Towns really laid an egg, but like it's just, that's a little thing that I noticed that I think could be better, right? You didn't see much Mike Conley in this game. Kyle Anderson was kind of just out there. He was talking shit after he hit like two of his threes or whatever. I see, one of them wasn't a three too. Oh, that's even worse, that he was talking shit, being like, yeah, you better step up and everything. It's like, bro, slow-mo, relax, or whatever, relax. Nas had a pretty rough game tonight. It's going to happen eventually, right? Guys are going to have an off game every once in a while. I thought he took good shots, thought he was trying to get to the rim. Thought it was really good effort overall. I thought his defense was pretty solid, so shout out him. Jaden McDaniels hardly even noticed him out there, so take that as you will. They threw in Jordan McLaughlin for a little bit, which is cool. I like Jordan McLaughlin a lot. It's just a dude, so shout out them. But no, this is pretty embarrassing for the Timberwolves, but I want to keep perspective, and we'll do a Minnesota Timberwolves ideal offseason. I'm hoping I can record it tomorrow. I'm not sure if I have time, but I'm going to try my best to get it to you guys for Saturday, so just be on the lookout with it. This is going to be a tough team to kind of like look over, because they've got a lot of money locked up in a lot of their top players and everything, so it's going to be pretty much the same team, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, this is a good basketball team, and they got this far for a reason, right? Like, it's not like they played any pushovers. They played a lot of really, really good basketball teams. But I don't want to hear all these things like they got to trade Karl Anthony Towns and everything. I'm like, first of all, how are you even going to accomplish that? Like, that just doesn't even seem realistic to me. So I don't want to hear anybody complaining about that. And I'll talk about that in my ideal offseason too. But that's just me. But overall, the Timberwolves succeeded, right? Young Anthony Edwards is the thing. It's only going to go up for him. Like, this is a big learning experience for him. It sucks right now, but, shout out them at the end of the day. They got it done. Let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks, though, who just came out swinging. They've got two more experienced players. Like, Luka Doncic was in this spot not too long ago, right, where he was the young guy on a young team that had made it to the conference finals, and people were like, oh, look at this, and he lost. And, so Luka finally taking the next step, or not finally, he's pretty young still for the most part, like taking the next step, going to the NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving, I believe this is his fourth NBA Finals, so all the credit in the world to him. Gafford and Lively had a really nice game as always. We hope Lively's head is okay with all the times he's being whacked out there. Daniel Gafford was pretty effective. Some of those fouls he got were just because Kyrie was going too early on screens and he was feeling himself, so he wanted to get going. But phenomenal game by Kyrie and Luka. I don't know who I'm going to put on the cover. I'm going to put Luka on there because he had a better field goal percentage. That's the only reason why. PJ Washington was obviously very effective. He didn't even really need to drive or anything. He was just sticking outside the three-point line and just getting things done. Josh Green, really good minutes when he was in there. Jaden Hardy, really effective when he was in there. Hit some tough shots at the end of the shot clock. Maxi Kleber, really good defensively in this game, especially on the perimeter. So I'll be curious to see if he continues to get a little bit of burn. I was a little shocked that Dante Exum was getting minutes in this game, but is what it is at the end of the day. It's not a huge deal. Going up to face the Celtics now, man. I'll be putting out a video tomorrow doing a little finals preview, but we got a while before it because I believe it doesn't start till June 6th at the latest, which is really weird. Like, I don't know why the NBA has like a set start time for it, because they'll tell you, they're like, well, we want to make sure like fans have time to get tickets or whatever. I'm like, for what? Like, they're gonna buy finals tickets and not know where it's gonna be? Like, because then they can't book a flight or a hotel or anything else. I'm really confused why they scheduled it that way, but maybe there's a better reason that I just don't completely understand. But both teams are gonna be rested up and everything, which is good. They've got some healing to do, probably Lively more than anybody else. Luka pretty banged up too. They keep talking about his bloody knee. That's probably just a scab or whatever. But no, this was interesting. This was a really interesting series. Not really how we thought it was going to go. There were some really close games in it. It was some fun. Just really disappointed that this the Minnesota Timberwolves went out, because, you know, they were kind of looked at as like they're the dogs, right? Like, that's what they do. And, you know, maybe if it's not an every night thing, then you're not dogs, right? Y'all just kind of some frauds a little bit. So is what it is. We move on. They're still going to be a good team. They got Anthony Edwards locked up for a long time. Like, let's see what kind of moves we can make for them in the offseason. It's probably not going to be anything all that crazy that I can think of, just because they're pretty locked in they're probably in the second apron already, so they can't really package anybody for trades or anything like that. But this is going to be really, really exciting. As far as like finals coverage and everything, I actually have to go on a business trip, to say the least. To put it bluntly, an NBA team has hired me to be kind of a consultant for them, which is pretty cool. So I'm kind of back in the league, kind of not. It's not something I have to be there for them all the time or whatever, but they want me to go out and talk to people. So just know that I'm not going to be in town. I'm going to pre-record a bunch of stuff for you guys while I'm gone, so that you guys can watch, because it'll be kind of through the middle of next week. But I should be back for the night of the first finals game, so I can get it covered and get it out to you guys. If I don't for whatever reason, then I'll put out like a posting or something on YouTube. So apologies for that if that happens. But hey, otherwise, really appreciate you guys sticking with me for this coverage and everything. I know they don't get the most views in the world. You guys know in the comments section who you are. Love talking to you every single night. And hey, let's get ready for the NBA Finals, man. This matchup should be awesome. Star power, like crazy shot makers. I can't wait, man. And I'm rooting for Dallas. I'm just telling you right now, like everybody else, I'm rooting for Dallas. But hey, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. Bye.